back to my channel. Still a bit sick, but we're filming this video because it needs to be up next week. So today I'm going to talk about my October reads, all the books I read in October, and also about all the books I hope to read in November, so my November TBR. So hope you enjoy! Right, so in October it was an okay reading month. I read exactly 5 books, which was my goal for the month, so I guess that's great. I started with Unsafe by Kathy Glass. So this is a kind of not non-fiction, but it's based on like her true experiences as a social worker, and so Kathy Glass is like the main character in the book, and it talked about a story of Damien, a little boy who came to Kathy to be, you know, like cared for, and then it went on to Damien's, like the rest of Damien's family, brothers and sisters, or just brothers, I think maybe brothers, and then it went on to I thought the book was just going to be about Damien, but it also went on to another little girl's story at the end, which took me a bit off guard. But yeah, I did actually enjoy a little insight into the foster care system in the UK. So I rated it 3 stars. I thought it flowed really well, and yeah, it took me by surprise in the end. So yeah, it's not something that really like hooks you in and like is like really magical and stuff. Which I feel like it's a horrible thing to say because like I'm talking about someone's life. But yeah, it's like their life. So I guess I wasn't really that like hooked into like the everyday life, but obviously, as I said, it was a great insight into what it's like to be a foster carer, and some of like the families involved and stuff like that. So yeah, I definitely recommend. I think she has a lot more books. Oh yeah, so also by her is like a lot of books. So if you're into some of these things, definitely check her out. And then the second physical copy I read was Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. Okay, so I rated this 4 stars, and I don't know how much I agree with that. I was kind of feeling 3 stars all the way through, not gonna lie. There were a few moments where some emotions got to me, so I guess that's why I gave it 4 stars. But oh god, so this is about a girl, Magnolia Parks, who is in like London's higher class, higher society, and it's about her and BJ, and they're like a couple, but they're not, and oh gosh, their love story is, all I could say is toxic. I know I keep saying this, I've said it in my 24-hour readathon video when I kind of gave my thoughts on this. But yeah, it just seems so toxic that I couldn't be rooting for them. I'm sorry. It didn't agree with me. There were some other love stories involved, like love triangles going on, and I was rooting so hard for the other people, and none of the other people like matched up to like what Magnolia and BJ had. And like I knew that, you can know that from the blurb, like it's their love story, but yeah, it just didn't click with me. I'm hoping the second book, I think it's the second book, Daisy Hates, which is from like another character's point of view. I'm hoping that's going to be better. But for now, I'm not loving this series or like this universe world. But I'm hoping to get hooked because I do know there's another Magnolia Parks book, another Daisy Hayes book. So that's 3 already that I need to read if I continue. And also there's a new one coming out. So 4 more books in this series so far, which I want to read because, you know, I've read the first book, like I want to read the rest. But at the same time, I don't know if I loved it enough to carry on. But yeah, I think I'm gonna try Daisy Hates at some point, probably next year at this point, because I'm not allowed to buy new books and it's not on my library app. But yeah, we'll see about that. And then some other fiction books I read on my library app. I have Queen of Coin and Whisperers, which by, oh god, I'm gonna pronounce this so wrong, I'm so sorry, Helen Corcoran? Yeah, so this book is a first in a 2-book series. And this, like, I just found it on my library app. I had no clue what it was about. I just went for it and it was freaking awesome, okay? I rated it 4 stars because it was gonna be a 5-star read, but then the ending kind of went a bit cliche and I didn't enjoy it as much, but at the same time it was, you know, really cool like overall. So it involved like, it says fantasy, but it didn't have like a magical world. It didn't have like a magical world. It was just like a kingdom with like politicians, spies and things like that. And to me, I didn't think that was fantasy. I always thought fantasy of as magic. So again, it surprised me in that way. And then there was also an LGBTQ plus romance, which again caught me off guard, but I was fully rooting for that couple. And the second book continues on like that couple and their daughter. So I'm fully here for it. I already have it on my phone, on my library app. I have it reserved, so yeah, I'm just ready to get into it. But yeah, it was a good book, and I think I pronounced the name wrong again. Queen of Coin and Whispers. In my 24-hour readathon, I kept on saying whisperers. I don't know why. But yeah, it was a great book. I definitely recommend it. I haven't seen it like hyped up or talked about. It was released during 2020, so like COVID. But yeah, I don't know if it just got lost. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but I feel like this should be like a more hyped up book. Okay, so the last 2 books I read in October was 2 fiction books. The first one was Atomic Habits by James Clear. I don't know if I have to like explain this much. It's a pretty hyped up book. And for a while I was curious to see what the hype was about. A lot of people were saying it's not like anything new information. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of agreed with them reviews. I don't know if it's with me like studying psychology or me just, I don't know, always having a thing for like productivity habits and all that. But I don't think I learned anything really new from this book. I rated it 3 stars because I enjoyed the writing. It had like each chapter like hooked me in at the start. So each chapter started with like a story, and a story of like an actual real person and like their story relating to a habit, and I think that really made me want to keep reading because the stories like took me in. But like by the time I was getting to like the end of the chapters, I was a bit bored, not gonna lie. I did also enjoy the fact that the points that he made were like clearly summarized at the end of each chapter. Yeah, I like that. And also the concise way he explained some of the things, and he broke it down with examples. So I get how it can be useful, but to me, yeah, I just felt he didn't really say anything new. Yeah, as I said, it's a good book. I can appreciate that it's a good book, and I can see how other people will love it. To me, it wasn't that helpful, but it was a nice read. Actually, no, it wasn't a nice read. I would have enjoyed listening to it more as an audiobook because yeah, fiction books, I mean, non-fiction books are just not my thing to read. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go back to audiobooks on that one. I did actually listen to The Chin Paradox as well, by Steve Peters, as an audiobook, and this was a book that hooked me in to begin with, and then it kind of went a bit boring and I lost focus of like what was going on, and then by the end I was hooked in again. And I don't know how that happened. I don't know if it was just like my state of mind as the month was going on, or like as the days passed, but yeah, I just felt a bit up and down with this book. I did end up giving it 4 stars at the end because I felt it had like a really fun scientific psychological element to it, which I actually enjoyed. And the way he explained his points sometimes were like enjoyable. Yeah, I just thought it was enjoyable. It's a book about controlling your behavior, maintaining focus, confidence, things like that. So it is like another self-help book. And yeah, it was okay. It was good overall. I enjoyed it to an extent. Would I read it again? It's probably not one I'd read again, but I did make some notes on it. So like some of the things he said. Actually, I might read some out because I think it can be useful. Okay, so the Chin Paradox. So the main thing that like the book is about, that this idea that us as a person is basically consistent of 3 brains. So the human, the chimp, and the computer, and each of our brains is like responsible for different things, work in different ways, and you know, when the human should be in control, basically, most of the times. Because if it's the chimp, that's when like it's not good or bad, it just is, but it's like an emotional thinking machine. So when you're in your chimp mode, you're more like emotional, and you just interpret events differently, and you have a different purpose, a different agenda, and it's just a different world seeing it from like the other brain. And yeah, that was basically the whole book, but it like broke it down to like commitment, rewards and punishment, grief, happiness. He just went into a lot of different, you know, things in life and how to like deal with it, how to like work with it, work through it. And yeah, I just really enjoyed it. Oh, And that is all the books I read in October. As I said, it's not really much, and unfortunately no 5-star reads, but it's okay. It's fine. It is what it is. So overall, I am up to 63 books out of 80 for the year. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna reach 80 with the speed I'm going at now, so like 5 books a month. It's likely that I'm not gonna reach 80, but I'm gonna try and push myself and, reach it. If I reach 75 and not 80, I think I will still be happy because, that's still a huge improvement from last year and the year before. And, it's something to be in the upcoming years. And yeah. A to Z reading challenge update. Right. So originally I was missing A, K, M, Q, U, V, X, and Z. So 8 letters. And now I got A, Atomic Habits, M, Magnolia Parks, U, Unsafe, Q, Queen of Coin and Whispers, U, Unsafe, and yeah. So I've still got K, V, X, and Z. Okay, so for K, I was hoping to read Know My Name by Chanel Miller, and well, I'm still hoping to read it, but the thing is, it's not on my library app. So if I do want to read that this year, I'll have to buy it, and that would be breaking my book buying ban. So I feel like I have to choose another book for Kay because I feel like that's not gonna happen. So let me just look on my library app. Maybe there's something on here with Kay that I don't know, I just missed out. Ooh, okay. So there is one here that's a mystery, and it's called K is for Killer. Lorna Kepler was a beautiful and willful. Wait, what? Lorna Kepler was beautiful and willful, a learner who couldn't resist flirting with danger. She has also been found dead. What? She has also been found dead in mysterious circumstances, and her death pulls Kinsey Milhone into a netherworld of deception, betrayal, and unavenged murder. And it's only 400 pages. I think I'm gonna read this for Kay. I'm gonna borrow it now and have it on my library app because I feel like this is gonna be a perfect book for me. It's a short book, it's a mystery, and it works for Kay. So I will keep Know My Name by Chanel Miller, on my mind for the future, but I don't think I can read it now with the limitations that I put on myself. For November, we're gonna read K is for Killer by Sue Taylor Grafton. And then for V, we've got Vicious by V.E. Schwab. So that's already been reserved for like a while now, and it's going to be available on the 5th of November, which is actually tomorrow. So I can read that from tomorrow. And then I've also got, for X, we still have the book called X. So this has been on my TBR for a while now. I think I had it in last month's video, and yeah, we're gonna have it on the TBR again because this is the only book I have for X, and I need to read it either this month or next month to finish off my A to Z reading challenge. And then I think Z we're gonna leave alone for now will work on that in December. And some other books I'm hoping to read in November. So I've got a housemaid book again because I didn't get to it this month and I really want to get to it as soon as I can because it's been on my mind so much, like, oh, I need to get started with this. So this is still on my TBR. And then I've also got Twisted Games by Anna Huang. So this is the second book in the Twisted series. So the first book was Twisted Love, and I read that on my Germany trip, like at the airports, and it was okay. But this apparently is like a forbidden romance, age gap forbidden romance, and I feel like that's definitely something I'm more into. So I've been really curious about it since I heard like what the love story actually entails. And yeah, hoping to read this. And then I've also got Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood. It's been a while since I read an Ali Hazelwood book, and I have read, I think, 2 of her books now. I've read The Love Hypothesis, and is that it? I feel like I read another one of her books, but I can't remember. But I know her books are good, or at least The Love Hypothesis was. I feel like I read another one of her books. Anyway, yeah, I want to read another Ali Hazelwood book, and I feel like it's one of those quick reads that just gonna get me into it. Okay, I've got 2 more books that I'm hoping to read in November, and I do realise this is already a big pile, and I've also got the 2 free books on my library app currently reserved, so I don't know how this is gonna go, but I'm gonna add these in here anyway, because these 2 are 2 other books that I was hoping to read this year and have been putting off. So One of Us Is Back by, yeah, I'm not gonna say her name. You know who it's by. So this is the last book in, or the latest book in the One of Us Is Lying series. And I really enjoyed the last ones, so I'm hoping to read this one. And it's hardback, which is another fun fact. And I've also got The Cruel Prince going on my Kindle. I have actually started that, but I haven't got around to, you know, continuing with it. So I have yet to continue that, but I do hope to this month and maybe finish it next month, but I want to, you know, keep going with it. So that's it for this video. That was all my October reads and my November TBR. I really hope you enjoyed. Give it a like, subscribe, comment down below what you want to see more of, and see you next time.